there's a couple of stories in today's show prep that I thought was really, was telling. First one was from CNN. Did you see the one from CNN today that talked about Ghislaine Maxwell and how she was part of the Clinton Foundation? You know, how she was invited to these big things that only the elites were invited to. They knew. In fact, one of the Clinton people said, "You can't have her here. She's grooming people. That's what the charges are, that she's grooming people for Jeffrey Epstein to rape." And Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton just okayed her to come. In fact, invited her to come. Why is that story important? That's CNN having the balls to turn against the Clintons. That's CNN opening the door to the Clinton Foundation may have been dirty. Bill and Hillary Clinton may have been dirty. They may have been involved with the Epstein stuff. Whether he did anything with, young girls or not, I don't know. But I found that fascinating. There was another story today from the WaPo, the Washington Post, about Reagan. And I immediately see why he's dead. Why are you dancing on his grave? Instead, it wasn't a dancing on his grave story. You need to get it. You can get all these stories at glennbeck.com and get our free daily newsletter. These stories are in today's newsletter, as is everything else that we talked about on the show today. But in the Washington Post, it was this fascinating story coming now from more released documents, this time during the Reagan administration. They have just been released, and it shows that Ronald Reagan wanted to take all of our nuclear missiles, the ones in silos and everything else, anything that was a missile, and destroy it and throw the missiles in the bottom of the sea. I mean, take the, nukes out, but throw the missiles at the bottom of the sea. Make sure that we didn't have any missiles, no guided missile systems in America. And he said that to Gorbachev, and Gorbachev said no. And he said, but we can end all of this madness because they can't be recalled. Our airplanes can be recalled. Those cannot be recalled. Let's end it. Then when Gorbachev said no, he went back to the National Security Council, and he said, I want to do this. I want to plan to do this. In case they change their mind, I want to do this. Then the CIA got involved, the NSA got involved, State Department, and all of them started telling Ronald Reagan, no, you can't do that. And he said, I want it done. And then they went around him and thwarted him as long as they could until finally the CIA had convinced everybody, no, we can't do that. And they just said, Mr. President, you can't do it. So he stopped it. And then they buried all of that information. Remember, Ronald Reagan was made to look like a warmonger. He was made to look like he just wanted nuclear war, right? Here's the Washington Post releasing something that is not just verifying that they were wrong about Ronald Reagan and his warmongering at the time, but they're verifying a deep state, something that they said did not exist. I think the movement from Washington Post and the and CNN, those two stories are remarkable in seeing that they both are doing things they would have never, ever done before. Is that a change or a one-off? I don't know, but it's worth noting.